a different outfit for my speech. But that was the first time I tried a skirt, and I liked it. So, hello, my name is Harrison. This is my first term with the RNDA. I take the general classes on Sunday with Alex. And I'm going to talk about mental health and how important it is to find our own tribe. Like many people, I suffer from depression and anxiety. And I haven't thought about it a few times in my life. Last year, I almost committed suicide. I reached my limit. No career that I felt I could add value to people, few friends, no supportive family, and the thought of creating my own family to have something to look forward to and celebrate the rewards of being gay was a long way off. And my relationship at that time ended in a very difficult way. Made me lose faith that I could ever have a healthy relationship as a gay man. I had a difficult upbringing. I suffered sexual abuse from a very young age until I was 12 years old, with violence involved, domestic abuse, neglect, and a lot of homophobia. My journey in the world began very heavy. Later in life, I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic disorder, CPTSD, which is that thing that some soldiers have when they come back from war, or people who were tortured. You can have it after experiencing long periods of trauma, and the symptoms that still most affect me are finding it difficult to feel connected to people and to the world in general. I still have lots of difficulties being touched in certain parts of my body, always looking close to someone, which all adds a little bit of pressure when I want to get close to someone. It is still really difficult to trust that something is good and that it came to stay. Kind of frustrating sometimes. My mind already knows that there are good people out there, but my body is still way behind recovering the big steps. I've always been seen as a weird and shy one, and it made me feel very isolated. Plus, we know that being gay isn't an easy thing. By now, you probably understand a little bit better the frustration I was carrying that night. But despite all these sad stories, I would often find myself dreaming of having a boyfriend, moving to the countryside, becoming the housewife I always dreamed of, and have phenomenal sex everywhere, and most importantly, we would be conscious that we would need to be a shelter to each other. What I went through is not easy. But being gay, I also consider something very traumatic, because from a very young age, you believe that there's something wrong and shameful inside you. You know that you cannot tell your parents. They say they love you, but deep down you understand that it is not true, because you carry a horrible secret. From a very young age, we feel disconnected from reality somehow, and that we are not lovable. So I always assumed any partner I had would be the same. We would be a work of healing together, more than just having fun. So I would need to be patient with him when it comes to believe to be loved, and vice versa. And I knew I couldn't wait for a hero to rescue me. I would need to work hard on myself too. I think all this perception of things came because I was a very romantic child. I loved watching Lion King non-stop, because I loved to imagine myself living that romance with Simba in the forest while Can You Feel the Love Tonight was playing. I knew I wanted a king already. But I also knew it was a very gay and forbidden thing to wish. So unfortunately, I became an adult with no space for this tenderness and romance. I started using dating apps which encourage and expect and impossible to achieve hyper-masculinity, making a very toxic place sometimes. And I'm not saying that having fun is a bad thing if you're doing it for the right reasons. But as soon as something started to get deeper, I would be ashamed to show any possible partner a vulnerable side, like my Disney side. And all these little repressions were cutting off my happy impulses day by day. And as with a lot of people, my gay world was basically finding partners and friends through apps. So imagine trying to connect with someone on these networks when you still need to take care of your mental health and have to hide your vulnerability in order to be noticed. Very easy to lose faith, audience. Also, as a child, I really wanted to be a dancer, but that was a very gay thing too. And I didn't want to be the target of pain anymore, and I didn't have the strength to beat my chest like a effeminate boy. So I deleted that joy inside me in order to survive. So every time I thought about joining a dance group, I felt a certain shame and imagined myself dancing. Internalized homophobia, no? And no wonder that as an adult, I couldn't feel creative or truly alive. No real pleasure for being gay other than empty hookups. I tried my best to keep positive, but I didn't see any other way out, so I gave up trying. Hard stopper doesn't exist, Harrison. I was about to end it all, and I thought of my little sister. Our father died of drug abuse when we were little. He didn't seek professional help because men don't cry, you know. And I didn't want to be another trauma for her. So at that moment, I understood I needed help. So I called, and she came right away to rescue me. Where is my sister here? Thanks for that, sister. Thanks for that, sister. Your giant faith in me is the reason I'm still here tonight. I have a wonderful day. I needed a new life after this, so I decided I was going to find true joy in being gay. I needed joy in another way to connect with my community. And yes, I knew there were various groups for queer people with healthy proposals, but I felt so far from them. And I thought they were all groups for people who had had love and support since they were little, and that I was just going to be the sad one. Luckily I was wrong. When I told my class here that I was going to give a speech tonight about mental health, lots of colleagues came to share some of the stories with me. And I could feel I wasn't this lonely gay anymore. They hear me. And I told Alex on a small occasion that I admired his work. Because for me, this is not just going to a dance class and learning how to be a hot femme pussy dog. It's also about being able to celebrate and embrace my feminine, masculine side. After all the struggles we survived as a minority, we still have lots to fight together. It's not over. But thanks for this opportunity. Because now I'm dancing with my tribe. And I still believe in the power of a meaningful relationship with another man. But more than ever, now I understand that joy is not about finding the one, it's to become the one. We're here tonight with the lucky ones. We dance for all those who can dance yet, and for those who opened this door for us. So I want to thank Alex and my peers for having me into the group. You make me feel cute and that I belong. To my therapist, you. There, there are people who genuinely want to see us thrive. To Nasser and Kanjida, two good friends who believed in my potential even before I did. And look at me, I'm giving a speech stronger than ever. And last but not least, to you, the audience. When I was a child, I didn't have support to express myself freely, without fear of being called a faggot or even suffering physical abuse. And I believe to heal from that it is in taking this inner child by the hand and bringing it to the stage where they believe they belong. I brought mine tonight, tough cooking. And you are the mature adults who understand the beauty of diversity and encourage them to dance. So I appreciate very much your support tonight. It means the world to me.